Here's another keepsakecrafts.net video for House of Gems. Today we're wire wrapping a teardrop shaped frame with peridot beads. So to make these earrings you will need two teardrop shaped wire frames, approximately 1.5 inches tall and 3/4 inch wide at the widest, two ear wires, 22 4mm by 2mm peridot beads, and 24 gauge and 20 gauge sterling silver felled wire. You'll also need wire cutters, chain nose pliers, and round nose pliers. You'll also need two 5mm round beads and 4 sterling silver felled round 2mm spacers. To get started, go ahead and cut a 12-inch piece of the 24 gauge wire and start wrapping that about 1/2 inch down on your teardrop shaped frame, leaving a 1/2 inch tail, and you're going to make 3 wraps. Make them tightly spaced right up against each other. If your wraps aren't as tight as you'd like them to be, you can squeeze them together with chain nose pliers. Then go ahead and slide on one of your 4mm by 2mm peridot beads and hold it in place with the thumb and forefinger of your non-dominant hand as you make 3 more wraps around the frame. Again, keeping them nice and tight and consistent. Notice that when I go through the frame, I'm poking a loop of the wire through rather than the end. This helps prevent kinks in the wire. So once you've made 3 wraps, go ahead and add another bead and repeat all the way around the frame. You should use 11 beads on this size frame. And here's what it looks like all done. Finish with 3 wraps and trim your wires and press the wires close to the frame on the inside. Then we'll be adding our bead dangle. Cut a 1 1/8 inch piece of the 20 gauge wire and grasp the end with the very tips of your chain nose pliers and bend it around. You're just making a very small bend. And then squeeze that bend in the chain nose pliers. This is our way of making a head pin. If you have a head pin, you can certainly use that, but I wanted mine to be the sterling silver wire, so I made my own. Next, slide on one of your silver spacers, a 5mm bead, and the other silver spacer. Sorry I got a bit out of the frame here, but then you're going to go ahead and bend that wire right above the last spacer at a 90-degree angle, tuck in your round nose pliers, and make a simple loop around the pliers. Trim off the excess wire, and then you'll slide that into the bottom hole in your frame. Use chain nose pliers to close the loop securely and make any adjustments so that your dangle is hanging straight. The last step is to open the loop of your ear wire and attach that to the top loop of your frame, and you're all done.